And this conflict, it is really the biggest story in the Cape Fear and around the world, and it has everyone talking.
WWAY's Celeste Smith joins us live in the studio with more. Hi Celeste, what did you hear while you were out today?
Well, the economic sanctions President Biden and other countries have placed on Russia are designed to slow Putin's progress, but all of this will also have an effect on the U.S. One of the biggest impacts the United States will see from Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a jump in the price of gas and other energy products. Daniel Masters, associate professor and chair of international studies at UNCW, says the U.S. is taking actions to slow Russia's attempt to gain control over former Soviet republics in Eastern Europe.
The more Russia becomes a resurgent threat against NATO and NATO interests in Europe, the more this involves and pulls in the United States. I mean, NATO is our creation. We did it to stand off the Soviet Union back in the days, and it's been maintained. I don't think anybody thought that this would come back around, but this is one of the reasons that NATO continues to exist.
Donna Goldstein, co-president of the Ukrainian Association of North Carolina, says her father is from Ukraine, and she still has family living there.
This is sort of the worst nightmare that I could have imagined in my lifetime happening to Ukraine. I'm just only grateful that I can still get text messages back and forth to my family. They are worried, of course, but quite stoic and say, we're prepared. We're prepared for whatever happens, and we are defending our homeland.
She says this is going to set back efforts made by Ukraine politically.
There's been so much progress since Ukraine declared independence 30 years ago, and we were just on the precipice of reaching that progressive, multicultural, democratic society that Ukrainians have, wished for a long time. And now this.
Masters gave examples of most recent cases of unprovoked military invasion of countries, similar to what Russia is doing to Ukraine.
The Gulf War in 1990 would have been the most recent example of this, but prior to that, really, this is World War II you're going back to. So this is something that most people have not really seen in their own lifetimes. And it's scary, and it's normal to be very, very afraid.
Faculty and students at UNCW gathered to pray for people in Ukraine at this time.
We feel a burden for the lack of peace there in Ukraine. We're praying for real peace internally within Ukraine and then also with Russia.
Masters says if Russia extends its invasion beyond Ukraine, moving towards the Baltics or Poland, the U.S. will likely take additional steps to support its NATO allies.